lower is better. LDL, that is. At least that's what the science says according to Dr. Michael Greger. So I thought I'll see if I can get my LDL as low as possible by adding the foods that he recommends in this book. Now, I didn't try all of them. I'll share with you which foods I tried, which foods lowered my LDL cholesterol, and which didn't, how much those foods lowered my cholesterol, and which foods I completely eliminated from my diet, which lowered my total cholesterol a ton. The foods that Dr. Michael Greger recommends adding to the diet have a pretty big impact. Otherwise, he says it's not worth writing a book about. So one of the recommendations is adding 4 Brazil nuts to the diet once a month. Just eat all 4 at once. And I just figured, oh, I'll try it on the first of the month. And it's supposed to lower LDL by as much as 20%. So everyone's different. So the cholesterol lowering benefits might be great, might be low. It actually might be reverse. So in other words, you might want to lower your cholesterol, and certain foods can raise your cholesterol. And the other thing with Brazil nuts, they're so high in selenium that you really shouldn't eat them too often. And I'm a tiny person. I'm only 5 feet tall. So I was very concerned about eating so many Brazil nuts all at once. So I tried 2 one month, and then the following month I tried 3, and then I just felt kind of sick. For me, 3 was an overdose. So I just did the 2 once a month, and it didn't work. It didn't work for me at all. It didn't raise my cholesterol. It didn't lower it. So that's the thing, is you're supposed to test one of these foods and just see if it works. So I tested actually some of them all at once, and some I tested separately. So the Brazil nuts didn't work for me, but they might work for you. And the other recommendation is 1 tablespoon of black soybeans every single day. You rinse them, they should be no salt. Didn't work for me at all. And that can give people up to a 14-point drop. So if it works, great. He also recommends trying 1/3 of a teaspoon of Amla powder every single day. And that didn't work at all for me. But the benefit to that is it did lower my blood sugars. So that was pretty cool. 3 tablespoons of freshly ground flax seeds are supposed to lower cholesterol. It didn't do it for me at all. And I found that the more flax I eat, the higher my cholesterol goes. But it's not like, oh, I eat 1 more tablespoon, it goes like this and this and this. No, if I had more than 3 tablespoons, then it would go up a couple points. And if I ate, more than that, it would go up 10. It never went more than 10 points. Even at times I was eating like a cup of flax seeds, freshly ground. So it's actually, a lot. I don't recommend eating that much unless you're doing a specific protocol that's raw vegan and properly planned. Another super healthy food he recommends is a 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric. I didn't like it. It didn't work, but I still eat the turmeric and a 1/4 teaspoon every day because it's a healthy food. It's anti-inflammatory. So even though it didn't lower my cholesterol, I'm still keeping it. Garlic powder is also supposed to be helpful in lowering LDL cholesterol. That's another one that did not work for me. But there are 2 items that I added to my diet which did lower my LDL cholesterol. And one of those items is black cumin. All it took was 1/4 of a teaspoon of black cumin every day. The nice thing about this is that I was able to find it online. It was easy to find, it wasn't very expensive, and I just sprinkled it on my salad, and it didn't even taste it. So that was good, because some items are yucky tasting, like amla, and this one had a neutral flavor, so that was nice. The other item that helped lower my LDL cholesterol is sumac. It's 1/3 of a teaspoon, and it's a dried berry, and it has a crunchy, a little bit of a tart flavor. So I just sprinkled a third of a teaspoon on my blueberries and it tasted pretty good. So those two items did help lower my LDL, but unfortunately not a lot. It only lowered it 6 points. Was it worth it? Sure, because any little bit of reduction in heart disease risk is a plus and totally worth it. What made the biggest difference in lowering my total cholesterol by 44 points was completely changing my diet. I got rid of the chicken, eggs, fish, pork, beef, anything that's from an animal, gone. Don't even eat honey anymore. And by swapping out those really unhealthy, high saturated fat foods with trans fat and cholesterol, which those foods contain cholesterol, and they made my cholesterol rise. Instead, I ate fruits, vegetables, beans, lentils, and I made really yummy food with it, like veggie tacos and wonderful soups and stews with lots of spices. And so that was amazing, and I love the food now, and I feel so much better. There's a lot of foods that I did not try, and there's like at least 8, maybe even 9. If you want to learn what other foods you can add to your diet, check out this other video on the end screen. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye. For my favorite low-fat, oil-free, plant-based vegan recipes, order my cookbook with vegan nutrition facts on how to prevent and reverse disease, which chronicles my personal health and weight loss story through my website, thehigh5diet.com.